So, welcome back. This is the third segment of 25 where we are exploring evil and suffering, but in bite-sized pieces. Now, as you may know, I am a serious follower of Jesus Christ. I am convinced that God has revealed himself through the 66 historical documents that make up the Bible, and that ultimately he has revealed himself in the person of Jesus Christ. And through this revelation, we come to realize that God is good, he is all-loving, and he is all-powerful. He is omnipotent. However, for many, these claims, particularly these claims of these characteristics, and there are many, many other characteristics concerning God, but these three being good, all-loving, all-powerful, face for them what they consider an insurmountable challenge in the face of the reality of evil. Now, this challenge has been articulated over the centuries, and the earliest articulation came from, as far as I know, the ancient Greek philosopher Epicurus in what he referred to as the three-horned question. And here's what he wrote. Is God willing to prevent evil but not able? Then he is impotent. Is he able but not willing? Then he is malevolent. Is he both able and willing? Whence then is evil? Or, in other words, you say that God is all-loving and all-powerful, yet there is evil. If God is all-loving, he would correct the situation. But he doesn't. So, he must not be all-powerful. But if he is all-powerful and doesn't remove the problem, he must not be all-loving. Now, again, some consider this the greatest challenge confronting the Christians who hold to the convictions that I do concerning the nature of God. Good, all-loving, and all-powerful. I'm willing to accept that challenge. And to do so, I would first put forth a premise that actually the existence of evil is even a greater challenge for the atheist. The atheist has a harder time answering the questions concerning evil than the theist does, and certainly the Christian. Now, my proposition is this. The fact of moral evil is one of the key clues, not only to the existence of God, but to the existence of a good God. And I would make my case with 6 statements which build one on top of the other. 1. The very categories of evil or wickedness only exist if an absolute universal moral law exists. Number two, we know instinctively that an absolute universal moral law does exist. There are certain things that everybody, unless they are seriously psychologically, emotionally disordered, are going to understand that's perverse, that's not right, it's wrong to do. Number three, if there is an absolute universal moral law, then there has to be a moral law giver. If there is a law, there must be a law giver. And then conversely, number four, if there is no God, then the highest source from which a moral standard can be established is you and me and all of the folks around us. And those different standards will not be universal. Number five, but if you and I and all of the folks around us are the highest source for moral standards, then there is no objective, absolute, universal standard against which you could determine and therefore declare with authority that any of my actions or the actions of the folks around us, actions which are based on my own and their own moral standards, that those actions are ever evil. And number six, given all of this, the atheist is in no position to enter into any meaningful intellectual conversation as far as this discussion about evil is concerned, because the atheist position logically precludes the very existence of evil. Now, there is a good bit more that can be said concerning the fact that although evil is a reality, so is the existence of a good, all-powerful, all-loving God.